Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining in for another Amicable Divorce Discussion. My name is Tracy Ann Moore Grant, and I am the founder of the Amicable Divorce Network, and we are so proud to offer Amicable Divorce Discussions, which are really short, don't need a lot of attention span, snippets about divorce information to help you divorce in the best way possible. And today I am joined by two great individuals, and they are Karen Chellew and Shanahan with My Divorce Solution. And I've really gotten to know them recently, and they have some really great information and resources to help you in divorce in the best way possible. And so I am going to turn it over to them. Who wants to take the lead and tell everybody listening, what do you all do at My Divorce Solution to help divorcing couples?
So My Divorce Solution is a divorce preparation platform where individuals and couples can prepare financially so that they have a clear picture of their full marital estate. They understand the impact of their financial decisions before they're made so that they can reach the best financial outcome for their family. So that when they integrate with their divorce professionals, they know what they have, they know what their marital estate is, they know what their income and expenses, so that they can come to the table ready to negotiate with their attorney or their mediator or however they choose to move forward. And to add to that, they get all of the documentation to support that.
All right. So as an attorney, I'm often having to collect all the documents, all the statements, all of the things like that to show the other side what my client's perspective is on the finances. So is it correct that you all collect all of that financial information and also assess it to show the clients a financial picture for a division of marital assets and budgeting?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and what's nice about it is that we don't tell them what they should get or what they're going to get. That's not our role. We don't invest their money. Our CDFAs do not invest our clients' money. So we're truly neutral in the process, but they're informed. We're filling that knowledge gap so that when they actually sit down with you as their attorney, their lights are on. They understand what you're saying to them. They're able to talk through their assets and their debts and their expenses and their liabilities and their income and their expenses knowingly, not being blindsided, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. They've already gone through the exercise of understanding and even understanding what they couldn't get access to. So then their professional then gets to do what they're trained to do.
That's great. I can tell you as a mediator, I unfortunately have seen many situations where people are at the mediation table and they're learning about their assets and debts for the first time and trying to assess that information and make big decisions in real time. And as a mediator, I cannot even explain what a disaster that is. People cannot process that, understand that, and make such big decisions in real time. So what a great resource also, because I'm an attorney. I became an attorney, and we're famous for saying, because we can't do math, right? So it is not my role to be assessing their financial accounts and things of that nature. So that would be such a great resource to have on our team to have somebody do that and hand that information very organized over to me. That would be a dream come true.
Oh yeah, can you imagine if you just have to pick up this 30-page report and you start with a summary of the couple's estate, and then you have all the notes and the considerations for every asset and every debt? I mean, you could review that probably the hour before your meeting and just really help a couple come to a conclusion much simpler, faster. And for the couple sitting in there, you know, you can imagine that some people prepare for divorce for 3 years, 5 years. They know it's in their head. So when it comes time to sit in front of you, they're emotionally there. The other person feels blindsided and they don't even have the financial data except for at that very moment, or it's you're pulling it out of them. Yeah. So through our process, they get to kind of unwind their emotions just on a knowledge base, because we're not giving them any legal advice or anything. It's just knowledge based. So they're able to absorb it much easier because they're not trying to say, oh my gosh, should I pick the house? Should I do this? We come from the approach of, if you choose the house, do you need repairs done in the house? Do you have, you have a contractor's proposal for that or estimate? Okay, let's put that in there so that when they go to you, they're actually having intelligent, informed conversations.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I deal personally with a lot of gray divorce parties over 50 who are approaching divorce and are concerned about retirement, are concerned about, like you're saying, that the house, and especially with the current, interest rates, housing market, all the different moving pieces, and are very nervous about their future because there's so many few years to earn left. They want to make sure they're prepared for every case scenario. So it's very emotional. Unlike, other couples, money's money, but a lot of times with gray divorces, it's an emotional decision because it's the security of their life. Do you find that you all deal with a lot of gray divorces?
A ton of gray divorces. We're talking about 40-year plus marriages.
Yeah.
And the thing there is that most of those, typically is most of the women who are not the breadwinners over their careers, over their history of being married, they typically go right to, oh, I'll keep that cash account because I get into that account and I see what's there and I'm very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll keep the house for maybe the next few years. And he wants that pension because he really worked there and he wants that. And I don't really want that. I really want the house. I want this cash account. And so they feel guilty, gray divorce, for wanting a divorce because there is they don't hate their spouse a lot of times, or they do hate their spouse. They just, right? It's either one of they've come to the conclusion that they just want to live a different life. So they feel guilty about the pension or the IRAs or what have you. But when we put the data out there and they actually see what's in front of them and what it looks like, it's a very, you see the changes in their face, their posturing, everything. And then the other is, oh, I will be okay. Okay, and I should feel guilty because, this is what it is. And to me, that's what it's all about, just being really informed and having that knowledge you need.
Yeah.
And kind of building the foundation and empowerment to move forward. A lot of times when people go through a divorce, especially in the gray divorce area, they may get a divorce settlement. And if I've heard an attorney or mediator say it once, I've heard it 1,000 times, you're going to be fine. Well, what does that mean? And to be able to, in the preparation process, know that moving forward, this is how it's going to work. These are the professionals you need to integrate into your life moving forward in your new independent life. That's incredibly helpful.
Yes. Having questions answered really reduces that anxiety. And you really want all your questions answered for your client, or if you are the client, you want to know about every asset, know your different budgeting options prior to negotiating, because that is where you really know what it is that you need for your future, how to secure those items, and for your attorney and anybody else on your team to be on the same page about what those goals are. And it's really backed up by something. It's backed up by this whole report. Somebody's assessed it and somebody has helped the client understand it.
And the documents.
Yeah.
The documents are there to support, because that is very important in the divorce industry.
Yes.
We all know that.
Yeah. So even in amicable divorce, we exchange documents. We do want to have an informed divorce. We want each party to say, I have received everything that I feel like I needed, or my attorney recommended that I needed to have an informed divorce. And so, we do still exchange documents. Now we really limit that process and we streamline it. Attorneys in a traditional litigation system, they get boxes of documents, and you know what they do? They pick up the most recent statements. They're looking for only certain things, but the parties have paid an incredible amount for these boxes of documents to be copied, prepared, organized, and not looked at, to be honest. And so, you guys are sort of taking those cream of the crop documents and making a very nice report, helping the client understand it and sending them into their future in a really informed manner. So.
And which is also why we like working with your network, because oftentimes throughout our process, as we're collecting the data, we stay right in the financial zone, right? So as we're collecting the data, you might hear one spouse say, I'm not giving anything because she didn't, or he didn't let me see the kids over the weekend. Right. So we get turned to your team or the team that they choose through your network and say, now it's time to go talk to that parenting plan expert. Yes. We're going to continue collecting this document. Or we'll see that the deed is not deeded the way they thought it was, or the mortgage is some way, or they want to try to refinance. But then we can go to your lending expert and we can say, okay, you need to talk to this person now. So, but we already have the data. So the client doesn't have to go through sending the data again. You know,
Right.
we're digital, we're national, so we get to send it directly to them with their approval. It really is a smart connection and the best with divorce.
And I appreciate you pointing out what I would call a parallel relationship. You know, whenever I have, you know, a financial professional, CDFA, parent coordinator, or other professionals involved, I always say you need to have your attorney working parallel to any other professionals in the system, because legal issues come up every step of the way. And so, you know, when I have clients who are working, you know, with the CDFA or financial professionals, they're going to have questions about child support, you know, or extracurricular expenses, you know, all these sorts of different things that might come up, and they might need to say, we need a legal person to weigh in on this so we can move forward in an informed way. So having that sort of, you know, parallel relationship is really great and is best for the client. Also streamlines time, as opposed to going like, you know, do all the financial first, then everything else, then everything else. You know, if everybody's working parallel on the same team, you're really getting things done more efficiently.
Oh, totally agree.
Okay, well, this is great. So if people watching this or listening would like to reach out to you all to help with their divorce, how can they find you?
They can find us on our website at www.mydivorcesolution.com. You can take an assessment now and have a free call with one of our lead advisors. You'll find on our website our podcast, We Chat Divorce Podcast. We also have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, blogs, resources. We're all over the place. Probably be hard not to find once you get to our website. So that's the places.
Sounds great. So it's always great to meet other amicable-minded professionals who are very interested in getting people divorced well and in the best and informed manner possible. And I thank you both very much for joining me today and letting everybody know about My Divorce Solution and how they can help you divorce in a very good financial an informed position, understanding everything that you have if you're the client, and as an attorney, somebody else on your team to handle this financial mess, organize it, advise the client, and hand you a nice, pretty little packet at the end so that you look like a rock star that you've been able to do all of this for the client. So if you'd like to reach out to them, you can find them at My Divorce Solution. And thank you very much for tuning in today.